Hello friends, I am Hardik Patel. Welcome back to our Tech channel. In last video we learned about how to integrate Celery package in Django project. So we learn about how we can write the Celery script, Celery app. So you added the Celery package into our Django project through this script where you have created one app object, then you added some settings, then you also set this auto discover task, so all the tasks can be discovered from the apps from this tasks.py file, right? And also we ran one task that is called sum, and we called through the uh, here it is Python Django shell, and we also ran one worker here in the other terminal, and we called them through this cell, right? So let's do that as of now, and we will continue from there. Okay, so from we added one app called notifications, then we added one task dot file, then we import some, so some function we imported, and then we tried to call this function synchronously as well as asynchronously, right? So we can call synchronous function like this, just call it like we do normally, right? So same way we can do it. So it will wait for 10 seconds as we have put sleep for 10 seconds. After 10 seconds it will give you a result. As you can see, there is no function is here coming because we called it as a synchronously, so it was just executed in the same thread instead of sending this message to this worker through that RabbitMQ server, right? Okay, so now we also call this sum function like using delay, which was asynchronous. So basically what it does, it creates one JSON message and passed to this Celery worker through RabbitMQ, like through this. Okay, so this is the broker which is passing the message from Django project to Celery app, Celery worker, right? So Celery worker will execute. So let me just hit it, and if you see that the function is received here, it will wait for 10 seconds. So same way it will execute there as executed here. Now you can check the status here, but as of now you are not able to check the status because the backend is not set yet. Okay, so currently disable backend is called and it doesn't have that capability to provide you the status as well as the result data. So what we are going to do in this video, we are going to add one extension for that. So let's do that. I'm just stopping this worker here, and we will install one package, pip install Django Celery results. Okay, so in my virtual environment I have already installed, so it is already requirements are already satisfied. Okay, but in your case it will be installed and then you will be able to use this package. So basically what it does, it saves all the tasks whatever we are calling, and those tasks will be stored in the database. So that means it needs a table in the database. So we need to add this into our settings.py, so we can migrate the migration files of that particular application, and we will have the table for that as well. So I'm just putting it the end Django Celery results. Okay, I'm saving it and let's migrate it. Python manage.py migrate, and as you can see here all the migrations are migrated. There were 7 migration files there, so every time they upgrade their package they add one migration, right? So now let me show you that table created. So python.manage.py and then call the command inspect db. Okay, sorry, inspect db. So it will show you all the models which are available, which are migrated into the database. So let me show you, where is that? Yeah, here it is. This is Django Celery results task result. So as you can see, tb table name is package name underscore the table name. So all the information will be stored here: task ID, status, content type, everything, right? So you don't need to worry about what are the fields are there, but yes, you can use this functionality. So yeah, okay, clear. Then yeah, so now it is ready, which is already implemented, which is added. Now I am going to run the worker again, and we will see the changes. Okay, now as you can see, okay, so backend is still disabled. All right, okay, yeah, two settings we need to add that I just forgot. Yeah, so just go down, and at the end of the file you need to add two things: Celery results backend, and add Django DB. So basically what we are saying that you need to use the result backend the same as Django is using, Django project is using. So that means the default database which we are using in this project, the same database will be used for the results backend. Okay. Then one more thing, there is a cache also you need to enable. So Celery cache backend. So here you need to call Django cache. Okay, just save it and then restart again. Oh, still I am not getting the results. Maybe I have just done some mistake, spelling mistake or something like that. Okay, so you just need to make this result backend instead of results backend. Now I'm just closing it and again running this. Yeah, now as you can see the disabled backend is gone now. So we are using the default Django backend for this storing the results. Okay, now we are just stopping it. Actually we don't need to stop this because the worker is restarted. Now I'm just rebooting the cell and importing that task again. All right, now sum is called imported. Now I'm just calling that using delay and passing two arguments. All right, this message is sent and the task is already received here. Now let's see the status. Now as you can see the status you are going to see here, because now we have the results backend extension available, so which stores all the statuses. So whenever the statuses get changed, let's suppose it is now succeeded, so now you will be able to check the status, and as you can see the status is changed and it is success. Okay, so that's how you can use this Django results backend extension for this. So that's it from this video, and in the next video we are going to talk about periodic tasks, and we will integrate that. We are going to see another extension called Django Celery Bit. Okay, so see you soon in the next video. Thanks.